Okay, we're live.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome to the first episode of Madison Note Network. I'm Kevin Cordell, the owner, founder, and CEO of Madison Management Services. And
I'm Shantae Duffy, the Business Development Manager of Madison Management Services.
So a quick update, we'll be attending the Paper Source on April 10th to the 13th. Stop by our booth and say hi. We will be in and out of the booth. We might be attending sessions and walking around and meeting different people who are there. And make sure that you stop by the networking event on the 12th. Madison is sponsoring that networking event. So come and have a drink on us. So what we plan to do with these episodes here is we plan on posting a new episode once or twice a month. And we will come up with various topics to be determined as we go along, and with input from you if you have special topics that you would like us to discuss. And we'll put something together and we'll discuss it. Our plan is to have a episode about 30 minutes long, maybe longer or shorter depending upon the content of what we're talking about. So first up, I have decided that I want to discuss with everybody how I learned the note business from my mentor. Things that I was taught in the very beginning that I think a lot of people who are starting out in the note business are missing in their education, training, or even when they're getting information from other investors. You want to add anything?
No, I think we should dive in. I myself have some mentors, Kevin included, that have kind of showed me the ropes as well. So we feel like there's some things that as we've gone through this industry and each day that not everybody knows about, or is not educated and things like that. There's some key pointers that we would like to share with everybody. So
going on with that, I learned about the investing in the note business back in 2007 from Peter Andrews. And I fell into it quite by accident. I was trying to find out information about self-directed IRAs and was asking questions about different ones. And one investor told me he was using Guidance Financial to help him facilitate a self-directed IRA as an LLC. And in his case, he had a corporation. And he told me he was buying notes from a guy out of New York. And he gave me the telephone number and the website address. And I logged in, I got on the phone call. And this is when I first realized that you could actually buy notes, mortgages from the bank. I didn't realize before that time that was a way to get into real estate. So one of the very first things that Peter told us was, when you get into the note business, it's a very capital intensive business. And by that, his first thought or topic was, you just can't put like 5% down and buy a note. You have to pay cash for the entire note that you're purchasing, whether you're paying par or you're getting it at a discount. You have to come up with cash. In addition, you should also keep cash in reserve for other items, because you'll need to file your assignments. If you need to take legal action, you'll need to hire an attorney, and you'll need the money to pay for your attorney up front. It's not that you pay as you go, or you pay later, or you're on a payment plan to pay the attorney. If the attorney tells you that the cost is $3,000 just for their fee, you should just double that, because there's going to be a court cost involved, a sheriff cost or a trustee's cost, publishing fees may apply, and they'll need to order title, and they may order other services to go along with that. So you should make sure that for each foreclosure action that you want to take, that you have the capital available to proceed. If you don't have the capital available, don't go down that road. Then you should seek some other avenue, or and if you can't afford that, maybe the note business isn't for you, and you should think about some other way of investing in real estate. because this is a very capital intensive business. As you may have seen over the years, there's been companies that have gone out of business. They filed for bankruptcy because they just ran out of capital and they just couldn't continue in business. I myself personally, with my notes, I don't start foreclosure on any note unless I have at least $10,000 to $20,000 sitting in the bank. That's the cash that I use to pay attorneys. And once it gets rolling and I start paying the fees and I see that I have additional capital and I have another loan that needs to go into foreclosure, then I'll proceed down that route with that note if that's the way I want to go. But again, I just want to stress that this is a very capital intensive business, and you should be prepared with that when you get involved in the note business and you want to take legal action. Even just having an attorney write a demand letter could cost you anywhere from $100 to $400 depending upon the state. And the reason why is each state has their own state specific requirements that need to be put into each document.
We also want to make sure, though, just in the note industry as a whole, it's not just attorney fees that you also have to pay. We come from a servicing background. We are a servicer. So there's other fees associated with the note industry as a whole. And no service is free. It doesn't matter where you go, what servicer, where your loan's located, how large of a loan you have. There's services across the board, legal fees, servicing fees, just making sure your documents are recorded, showing your ownership. That stuff all costs money. And as Kevin has stated, and as we try to stress to everybody, this is very intense to have some money available for anything that you need to do and take care of. Things come up that you don't expect. You look at a note, you purchase one, and you think it's great, and hey, we can get this borrower to become performing. And it's not that simple. So it's definitely important to be mindful of some of the cost of this industry, especially when you're starting off fresh.
Right. Other things that could happen, other bumps along the road that can happen is sometimes when investors change and the borrowers get notified, or even the servicer changes, they stop making payments, or they start calling, they're asking questions because they don't know what they think that they don't know what's going on. And it's part of our job here to reassure them that nothing has changed with their loan. If they were performing before, they'll continue making the same payments. Nothing changes except for where they're writing their check. Have any more to add to that?
I know from some of the things that I've learned over the past few years, I'm not nearly as experienced as Kevin, but I'm getting there, is that it's not just about having capital. I think capital is the most important, but it's actually understanding what you're getting yourself into. I know that I've worked with a lot of different investors, and I've met a lot of different investors who, some of them have been a part of a program, a school, a teaching program. Some people have learned from friends that are in the industry, that have been in the industry for a while, and some people are kind of just wing it. I was fortunate enough to work with a servicing company. That's kind of where I started with all of my knowledge. I had no knowledge of the note industry before this, but something that I suggest everyone does is, find a mentor, have someone take you under their wing and show you the ropes. A lot of times I get people coming to me and telling me that they have no idea certain options that are perfectly legal and that can happen and things like that. It's a lot. This industry is big. There's a lot of different alternatives and roads to go down depending on everyone's situation, whether it's you being an investor and buying certain notes, as well as the borrower situation. So it's always good to kind of have a mentor that has experienced a little bit of almost everything. No note is perfect. Not every note that you're going to buy is going to be a performer and you're going to collect payments each month. Not every note that you're going to buy is going to be a super smooth foreclosure process. I know a lot of people tend to shy away from bankruptcies. I was definitely one of those people at first. It's a lot to learn, but I want to talk to you. This industry is all word of mouth. So there are people here that do the same thing that you're doing, that have that firsthand experience, that firsthand knowledge. This is all about networking. That's what I focus a lot of my time, my own personal time on, outside of Madison and even within Madison is helping other people, answering questions. We're supposed to work together. And that's how I've learned and been working pretty diligently on hopefully purchasing my own notes in the very near future. So, and that's all thanks to my mentors.
And as Shanti kind of alluded to, that this is a small network of people in the note business, whether you're talking about large hedge funds that trade on Wall Street or down to individual investors like those of us who, like us, you on the call video out there. It's really a small group of people who know about the note business, who invest in the note business, who do trading. There's a lot of mortgage brokers and real estate agents, but they don't know anything about this business other than selling properties or generating mortgages for people. So again, it's a small network of people who are in this business. So that's why, like there's no programs at school that you can go, learn, how do I get in the note business? Yeah, I mean, you can take courses on real estate and how to be a mortgage broker or a loan originator, but that really doesn't teach you about investing in the note business. So I think that we'll conclude this for today. I'll post a note on when we're going to have our next episode.
Feel free to share some topics as well. If there's some things you want to hear us discuss about, we're open to it. So feel free to provide us with your input and feedback. We appreciate it.
Right, that could include, I've already made a list, but that could be topics on due diligence, topics on title, topics on working with borrowers, topics on foreclosure,
bankruptcy,
exit strategies. So anything that you can think of, if you have something specific you want to know about, leave us a comment, and we'll read your comments and we'll determine what we're going to do on our second episode. Thank you all. We look forward to seeing you soon. Yeah, thanks again. And if you're going to be attending the Paper Source in Las Vegas, April 10th through the 13th, make sure you stop by and see us.